Hello and welcome to Metro TV, your one-stop shop for what's hot and what's not in your urban world today. And this week we're going to be looking at the great northern city of Manchester.
That's right, Marcus. Now for most people, Manchester evokes images of flat caps, factories and Jimmy Savile, not to mention the famous Manchester music scene, the Hacienda, and of course the ecstasy revolution of the early 90s.
Sorted! Manchester's done a lot of growing up over the past few years and has something to offer every budding urbanite north of the Watford Gap.
So here at Metro TV, we've been having a look at what Manchester has to offer today. Anthony's been checking out the Urbis Centre and finding out how people get to work without a tube. Phil Smith's been meeting up with the movers and shakers at Man U TV, and Lucy and myself have been getting personal with Manchester's urbanites.
And of course I've been talking to Bex about his move to Madrid, had dinner with Manchester's Lord Mayor and been skydiving with the Happy Mondays, but we're going to have to wait till next week for that report.
So, without further ado, it's over to Anthony.
So, how do over 100,000 Mancunian urbanites travel to work each morning? The main city centre railway stations are Manchester Piccadilly for intercity trains and Manchester Victoria for the busy commuter routes to the north. 610,000 passengers pass through these two stations every week. At the heart of the city is Piccadilly Gardens. Piccadilly Gardens serves commuters to the south and east, while the new Shude Hill interchange nearby handles up to 2,000 buses a day from the north and west.
Well, that was great, wasn't it?
It certainly was, Marcus. Now, since the tragic bombing of Manchester in 1996 and the Commonwealth Games bid of 2002, Manchester has undergone a series of facelifts. Marcus had a look this week at how city living has changed over the past few years.
The history of Manchester can be traced back to AD 79, when Roman leader Julius Agricola constructed the fortress named Mamucium. Mamucium can be literally translated as best-shaped hill. The fortress sat among 200 acres of woodland and was home to both wild boar and deer. The site originally sat in the area which is now Salford, home to high crime rates and Coronation Street. The winds of time saw Manchester grow rapidly throughout the Industrial Revolution, with its booming cotton industry providing enough work for its population to flourish. Nowadays, despite the fact that primary industry still exists, Manchester has become far more cosmopolitan, even by the standards of New York, Paris and Birmingham. Career paths are many, from the mundane toil of office life to the heady heights of local radio. We caught up with the guys from Key 103 FM, who gave us the lowdown on Manchester.
At Key 103 in the studios, I'm with Darren, he's on the show from 4 to 7.
To me today, 0797 1050 103. Ja Rule, living it up. Bit of concert news for you. Good news if you're a Blazing Squad fan, because Blazing Squad are coming to Manchester playing the Apollo Friday the 21st of November. If you want to get tickets, you'll have to be quick. Went on sale this morning, 832 1111.
I'm here with Tom Hunter, the Managing Director of Key 103, one of the UK's leading radio stations.
It's quite a mixed, it's a massive population, it's 2.8 million in total. And so we reach about 800,000 people, so there's a real mix of lifestyles. But the one I guess we're trying to appeal to is the 22-year-old who goes out and about, probably enjoys the football, goes out a couple of nights a week, occasionally go clubbing, quite affluent, probably drives a second-hand BMW. That's the kind of the list you'd have in mind.
If you were looking to start your career in Manchester, why Manchester rather than another city?
There's a lot going on in Manchester. Manchester's a really hot city. It's grim up north thing is way a thing in the past. Lifestyles up here are much more enjoyable than London. I lived in London for 13 years, and there's more space. I can get to work in 5 minutes. The infrastructure is terrific. There's lots to do. You're paid the same kind of money as you would be in London, so your quality of life's a lot better. People are friendlier, have more time for other people. It's just generally, frankly, better to be up north.
Do you read Metro?
I do. I tend to read it on the loo, actually. Because I find it lasts just long enough to sort of see me through the experience.
Tom Hunter there, what a great guy. Now, we couldn't really look at the city of Manchester without paying homage to its amazing sporting heritage. From the Busby Babes to the lifting of the European Cup, sport's always been synonymous with the city. Our sports reporter Phil Smith takes a closer look.
And here we are at Old Trafford, and joining me is the Managing Director of MUTV, Peter Brooks. Peter, this is known as the Theatre of Dreams. Is this where actually the sporting dreams of Manchester emanate?
I think historically the answer is probably yes. You have to bear in mind that the history of Manchester United goes back obviously a very long way, as does Manchester City.
Yeah.
This is probably the sporting capital of Great Britain.
Peter, you've been a journalist for many years in different areas. Having been here now for nearly 5 years, what actually makes Manchester tick?
Well, I think this place has got something to do with it. Of course, Manchester City, let's be fair, they're moving into a great stadium now, the Commonwealth Games Stadium, 48,000 capacity seats there. What makes Manchester tick? Well, the simplest answer is entrepreneurial spirit.
Interesting. Now, everybody likes to get pissed, and Mancunians are no exception. The team here at Metro TV took the opportunity to meet some of the area's restaurateurs and then indulge ourselves in a night on the tiles.
Watch out, boys.
One of the things that the tourist guides say you must come to when you're in Manchester is the Curry Mile, and here we are on the Curry Mile, and last night I did a bit of checking out to find what I think is the best restaurant on the Curry Mile. So what we're waiting for, let's go and get some of these poppadoms. And you are the #1 curry house in Manchester.
Well, in fact, we're number in the whole UK.
In the whole UK, with the curry chef, right?
#1 in Manchester, #1 in local, #1 in regional, #1 in national, #1 in the UK.
And just a word about the people that come and use the restaurant. You have all sorts of people.
Oh, you name it, mate. I'll tell you one thing. I mean, first time I met it was a Beckham and his wife and his family came in,
Yeah.
sitting on that section, and I didn't know who he was. And there was a lady from this side saying to me, "Excuse me, Mr. Manager, could you please get me autograph for that man?" And I tell you what, he was scruffy looking. Yeah. And I thought, who is him?
Everybody needs a bosom for a pillow. Everybody needs a bosom.
We're not bored on the bus because of Metro. Metro is my life.
I never know what my stores were if not for Metro. I never remember to buy a telly game, and it's free.
I booked a really cheap holiday through Metro.
I'd have to buy toilet paper if it wasn't for the Metro.
Well, that just about wraps it up for this week. Don't forget to tune in next week when I'll be having that exclusive interview with Bex.
And I'll be travelling over to Africa where, with the help of Metro's profit, I'll be attempting to solve world hunger.
So we'll leave you with some final words from the Manchester urbanites on what they think of their city. Good night.
Good night.
Could you give us sort of 3 words to explain how great Manchester is?
Lively, buzzing, very hip, cosmopolitan.
In the summertime, very sexy.
Okay, we're at Q103. We're in the studios with Darren, who does the show from, I'm sorry, what time was it?
4 till 7. Do you want me to...
Hello and welcome to Metro TV, your one-stop shop. It's never going to happen.
Oh, bollocks.
And now, bollocks!
Oh, bollocks! Marcus had a look this week. Don't know! Well, you did that on purpose!
I wasn't doing it on purpose, I wasn't! That's what they do! That's what they do!
I was doing so well! words.
Fuck it, that could have been the one. I won't do that again. Sorry, I didn't realise.
You can look, but it was just like.